got the camera system. But the thing you may notice here, there are no alerts right now popping up, and we like to see that. So no major travel problems for you right now. We'll continue to monitor it. We'll check back here in just a moment, get you up to date on what is going on. But again, right now, no major problems for you out there. Now, weather has always been a big topic here, at least over the last several weeks or so, and the impacts it could or may not have on the roadways. So let's get you up to date with the latest as we head into the weekend. Here's meteorologist Matt Condon.
We will still have breezy winds overnight, but high temperatures today climbing into the 40s and 50s. Note the cooler temperatures, though, northeast of Knoxville. That's an area that has a chance for some light wintry mix as we head through the afternoon. So there are those building clouds, and then later today for the lower elevations, some light rain, but potentially a change to sleet and snowfall. Higher elevations along the Kentucky-Virginia state line and also in the mountains through this evening. Colder air will continue to push in tonight, and that will expand our chance for some snow flurries area-wide. So not everyone sees snowfall tonight, but for those who do, it could lead to a few icy spots overnight into tomorrow morning as the colder air really settles into the region. So some patchy coatings with the best chance for accumulation overall. Northern Harlan County, where you can get an inch or two, and also in the higher elevations of the Smokies, 2 to 4 inches above 3,500 feet. So this is mainly a mountain snowfall event, but even a light coating of snowfall in places could lead to a slick spot first thing tomorrow morning as road temperatures will fall below the freezing mark. We'll wake up to the teens and 20s. It is a very cold start tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine is in the forecast. More clouds, though, on Sunday, but it will be a milder day. So for Saturday, highs will be in the 30s. By Sunday, highs will be in the 40s. We're getting a glancing blow this weekend from some really frigid air that's going to set up over the northeast. So that's why Saturday's cold, but then this milder air starts to build in on Sunday, and we kick the warming trend into high gear through early next week. Monday looks like the pick of next week. Plenty of sun, upper 50s for highs. The low 60s return through midweek, but that's also when our rain chances ramp up once again.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. And translated there, looks like we're going to get some opportunities to wash the cars. All the salt and everything that's been out on the roadways. Looks like we're finally getting a chance. If you haven't already, either run it back through the car wash or take it through for the first time. So already seeing some big lines at some of the car washes today. So you will have some opportunities coming up for you. All right, so that's how things are playing out as far as the roads. Do be careful early tomorrow morning in some of those higher elevations, especially when you're out. May see a slick road here or there, but otherwise, it looks like we should be okay. So let's get you up to date right now on some projects that are coming up. We'll be talking gas prices here in just a moment, but we do want to touch on a few areas, and these are some new areas that we really haven't talked about as far as projects. TDOT sending a lot of this information out today. So what you're looking at here, this is Blount County for you. Just off of Pellissippi Parkway, really between Pellissippi and Alcoa Highway. This is Cusick Road, and beginning at 8 o'clock, and we're talking 8 a.m. on Tuesday, February 10th, Cusick Road is going to be closed from north of Northgate Road to south of North Park Boulevard, Tarbert Road. This is for the installation of some utilities. So let me pull this full here for just a moment, and when you take a look at the area, we'll bring the cursor in here. So we're talking right, not far off of Pellissippi. This is kind of the area that we're going to be focusing in on. This spot, there's Tarbert Road, right? So again, just be careful. Crews are going to be out there, but a section of the roadway is going to be closed as part of Cusick that kind of runs between Alcoa Highway and Pellissippi Parkway. And again, that is going to start up on Tuesday at 8 a.m. Of next week, so just be prepared. New utilities going in. There will be detours around the work zone via North Wright Road and North Park Boulevard, Alcoa Highway, Pellissippi, Hunt Road. So those are all going to be used in that detour. The closure is expected to be wrapped up by 5 o'clock, and it's just going to be that one day. So weather permitting, next Tuesday, for that utility work, that's where you need to watch out here along Cusick Road, just off of Pellissippi Parkway there. They've been doing a lot of work here on the overpass on Pellissippi over Cusick. So now a section of Cusick Road will be closed. So watch out for that. Again, this is all going to be weather permitting next week, but we'll continue to watch that. But just be careful. Plan on that on Tuesday. You will have to maybe take a detour if Cusick is part of your morning or even your afternoon drive, but that'll be from 8 a.m. until 5 in the afternoon. All right, another area we're watching for, and we've talked about this in the past. This is State Route 95, the bridge right there over the Clinch River. This is near Woodlawn Road. Be careful. The section of the bridge here will kind of go a little bit tighter here. Will be reduced to one lane. This is a project that's going to be in place until really the end of summer. We're talking late August. So again, weather conditions are going to impact this project really from next week all the way through the end of the summer period. So watch out in this work zone. There will be a temporary traffic signal because you're going to have limited lane activity here across the bridge. So watch for that. But again, this is a section of 95, really kind of connecting. A lot of people use this as a connector if you're driving from Oak Ridge, say, to Lenoir City, or in the opposite direction. Again, this is an area where a lot of traffic will flow through. So expect some backups and delays there. But again, this is all coming up for you. Monday is when this will start, February 9th, and it will run through the end of August. And that is definitely going to cause some traffic issues. So you'll have to find some alternate routes. We'll kind of bring this back wide. Obviously, there's always Pellissippi, take the interstate up to Pellissippi, and that can connect you between Lenoir City and Oak Ridge. But again, 95 is a way a lot of people like to go. So again, just be careful. Be prepared for that starting up on Monday. Okay, another area that we've been watching for you, of course, Alcoa Highway. And we've got some new information on this. There's 4 different things that are going to be happening next week when it comes to Alcoa Highway and the work. Okay, and we're talking just south of the water. This is where a lot of that work is happening. We've had the blasting through there. You've got the Marine Center, the UT Medical Center, the golf course over here for the University of Tennessee. To kind of give you an idea of where we're talking, that northern section up into Knox County of Alcoa Highway. But beginning Monday, and really running for a good chunk of the week, just be careful. Watch out for those lane closures, rolling roadblocks. Those will be in play. So keep that in mind. Obviously, any work as you exit there at UT Medical Center, crews are going to be still working there as well. So, if you're heading to the hospital, or maybe you live back in that area, there's a lot of apartments. We know a lot of UT students live back in that area. Again, keep that in mind. Be watching out for those crews that'll be out there between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. each day. Also, let's see, we've had work that's been happening along Alcoa Highway northbound from Cherokee Trail to Buck Carnes Bridge. And then we've also got, really started yesterday, this is work that's been happening right there between Cherokee Trail and Woodson Drive, impacting southbound traffic as well along Alcoa Highway. So a lot's been happening through here. This is a project that's going to be around until 2027. We'll let you know if that gets delayed, but this is all part of that improvement project as far as Alcoa Highway is concerned. Just some more work that's being done there. So keep a close watch on that. It'll be changing throughout the week. Don't want to get you caught by surprise. Bottom line is, doesn't matter which direction you're going. Just be prepared for some slight slowdowns at times. All right, so that's how things are shaping up right now. When we come back, we're going to take a look at gas prices for you, get you up to date on how things are looking as we head into another weekend. Maybe you're doing some travel. We'll also take a look at some of the lowest prices around Knoxville. We'll have all that and more coming up for you here in just a moment. So stay with us. And welcome back. Bo Williams with you here in the WAT 6 News Side Newsroom, getting you up to date on road work as well as gas prices in case you're going to be heading out this weekend. Do want to take a quick look at how things are shaping up for you. First, we'll take a look nationally at how gas prices are faring, and actually a lot better. A good chunk of the country is in that dark blue or that light blue, and the darker the blue, the better. All right, blue means we're below the average. White, you're right about where the national average is. And anything in the red or that light pink means you're a little on the high side. So overall, not horrible. If you're going to be doing some traveling this weekend, we always like to take a look at the states bordering Tennessee. 258 right now in Kentucky. Virginia, the average price for regular unleaded is at 286. North Carolina, 270. South Carolina, I know it doesn't border, but a lot of people do travel to the Palmetto State, 260. Your cost there. Georgia, 267 on average, 256 in Alabama. Mississippi, 246 right now. Arkansas sitting at 244. Missouri is at 249. And in case you are heading up to Illinois, one of the higher spots at 303, even though we don't border Illinois, but again, it's not a far drive. Maybe you're heading up that direction. So that's kind of how things are looking around Tennessee. Tennessee, by the way, as you can see here, according to AAA right now, average price of regular unleaded sitting at $2.54. So we're going to click on Tennessee for a moment. Let's get a little bit more detailed. Same situation applies as always when you look at the counties. The blues, that's good news for you. White, pretty much right where the state average is. The reds means you're going to be a little over the top there, a little on the high side. So East Tennessee traditionally is on the low side with the exception of a few counties, and that's what we're seeing right now, even though if you are traveling down toward Chattanooga, usually Chattanooga is one of the cheapest areas to buy gas, but right now Hamilton County at 257, a little on the high side for you right now. Again, the state average is at 254, so a little out of the ordinary for Chattanooga to be one of the higher priced counties in the state as far as regular unleaded. Knox County, though, looking good, 245. That's where we are right now, 245.3. You can see Union County is at 245. Also, Anderson County at 241. If you're heading up toward the mountains, Blount County, 247. Sevier, 248. Cocke County at 244 right now. Monroe County is at 248. McMinn 250. So some good news if you're heading northbound up, say, toward the Kentucky line. Claiborne County at 244. Campbell County is at 245. Matter of fact, let's bring in here another look at some of the more specific areas, if you will, as far as gas prices are concerned. And again, you can see the state average there. Nashville at 264. So if you're heading over to Music City this weekend, it is a little on the higher side. Maybe fill up here. Don't worry about filling up there. Chattanooga, as we mentioned, that's high for Chattanooga, 257. Knoxville, 246, well below both Nashville and Chattanooga. But the low spot right now in the state, Clarksville, Hopkinsville area right now, about $2.43. So that kind of gives you a better idea of how things are looking as far as the state is concerned. We'll bring that map back in for a second, and let's kind of scroll down here for a moment, and let's go specifically to Knoxville. We're going to pull up the Knoxville prices for you. As we mentioned, we're at 245, almost 246 right now as far as gas prices. Mid-grade is at 288, premium 330, diesel is at 329 right now on average. When you go back to regular unleaded for Knoxville and you look at the trends here, again, we're at 245. Yesterday we were at 243. So while one of the lowest spots in the state, we are up 2 cents from where we were yesterday. 241 a week ago, so up about 4 pennies. 241 a month ago. But a year ago, we were at 281, so still well below where we were a year ago. So if you're traveling and you're comparing last year to this year, you're going to be saving a few bucks there, filling up at the gas tank. So that's always good to see. Also, just a reminder for you, before you do head out, you need to fill up. Always great to go to the WAT 6 on your side, WAT.com, I should say, our website. Look for where it says WAT6 Gas Tracker. I love it. Find cheap gas near you. This is a great tool to have. You can zoom in on different areas, and then you can click on different gas stations. You can find out, depending on where you are, where the cheaper prices are right now. And so you can see it constantly updates for you. We'll give you an idea here. We'll click at the Marathon, Maryville Pike at Topside right now, regular unleaded at about 249. That was as of 9 a.m. this morning. Diesel was at 339, okay? And again, as we've showed you in the past, it's just not the Knoxville area. You can travel no matter where you're going. You can take this with you, and these will start to update. As you can see, here we go. Here's our prices. So if you're over in the Sevierville area, Gatlinburg, if you're heading, say, up I-81, and you're going to be doing some traveling up toward the Tri-Cities, you can find out what the gas prices are there, over into the Carolinas. So it's just great to have, our website for many reasons on your phone, but this is just another tool that you can use when you're out traveling. You want to try to find maybe where you're not going to pay over the top for gasoline. Sometimes you got to head off the interstate just a little bit. You can also give you an idea of just how far you need to go to find that cheaper priced gasoline. So just something to keep in mind. Look for it again on our website. It's just great to have. It's called WAT6 Gas Tracker. Find cheap gas near you. And also to make it even easier for you, if you scroll down, it'll actually update for you the cheapest prices in the area. Buc-ee's, they're in Sevierville right now at $2.15. Some of the lowest priced as far as when it comes to regular unleaded gas. But then you can see Clinton, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Maryville. It's really all over the place. Depending on where you are, you can find some of those prices that might be able to fit your wallet a little bit easier, maybe not put as big of a strain. All right, so we're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll talk some more projects. We'll also take a look at traffic right now. Last time we checked, it was pretty quiet out there. Hopefully it's still the same when we check it here in just a little bit, so stay with us. And welcome back. Bo Williams with you here at the WAT Newsroom. All right, we've kind of walked you through some projects. We've taken a look from TDOT. We've taken a look at some of the gas prices around the area and where you can find maybe some of the more affordable gasoline near you. And then now we're going to take a look at some more projects. As we always like to remind you, TDOT sends out a pretty lengthy list of projects. During the winter months, the list isn't quite as long, but in the next couple of weeks or so, we'll start to see more of these projects added up as we start getting the feel that spring is just around the corner. But right now, let's touch on a few of these for you. And one of those is a project we've been talking about. Earlier, we told you about Cusick Road in Blount County. Now we're going to head back toward downtown Maryville. That stretch of Washington Street, again, still an issue. State Route 35 between East Broadway and Ellis Avenue, right through here. And again, this will be right in the middle of the day. Crews are still out there working, so be prepared. 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. They're working on a drainage structure. So again, this is going to be ongoing. They hope to have the project wrapped up by the end of February. So February 28th is the target date to have this all complete. But again, that's just a heavily traveled area. If you know downtown Maryville, people coming from Alcoa coming in, it's a major thoroughfare. If you're heading down toward, say, you're trying to get to Blount Memorial, if you're trying to go to Maryville College, some of those spots, a lot of people will take Washington Street here. So anyhow, again, that work's going to continue next week. It's not done yet. So if you know what I'm talking about, and there's a lot of lights through there as well, you may want to find an alternate route. Otherwise, just be patient. But again, they'll be right in the middle of the day between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. All right, Campbell County right now, I-75 work. This is going to be right there near mile marker 140. So this is well north of the Caryville area that we're talking about. I'll kind of widen this out. There's Caryville for you. 140 is right up here, up near, what is that, the Royal Blue. So again, just be careful there. That's the exit ramp. I think it's 141. So just past that coming southbound. But I-75 south near mile marker 140. Watch out on Monday. You're going to have some possible lane closures. Good news is this will be later in the evening at about 8 o'clock. Should wrap up just before the morning rush. So we're talking about 6 a.m. But crews are going to be working on some guardrails in that area. Again, this is I-75 southbound Campbell County. That's coming up for you Monday night. So an area you'll definitely want to watch out for there. All right, another area we're keeping an eye on, Jefferson County. This is I-81, not far from that 8140 split. So this is northbound 81, really from the .2 mile marker. So literally just past the split here. But we're talking northbound 81 as you're heading up to about the 5.2. That's the mile marker. So you're talking about 5 miles worth of I-81 here. This will be on Sunday. Crews are going to be out there, again, between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. So the good news is this will be later in the evening on Sunday, and then they should wrap it up by 6 in the morning. This is more guardrail repair. So crews will be out there. So, take it easy. Make sure if you do come up through here, give them plenty of room, merge over. And crews are going to be out there on a Sunday night. May not be something you're normally looking for. But again, watch out for those crews. Again, this is in Jefferson County starting up this Sunday evening. So weather should be okay for them, should not have too many issues, so they should be out there working. And then finally, we're going to go to Scott County for a second. Just want to remind everybody, State Route 29 northbound. This is near mile marker 18, beginning Monday. Watch out for lane closures. There is a slide repair project that is going on there. So there will be lane shifts, potential delays. But again, this is State Route 29, Scott County, near mile marker 18. And again, you're going to see some delays there coming up. And let's see, that will start, again, as I mentioned, on Monday. All right, so that's just a few of the projects, according to TDOT, that are coming up. Some of those new ones, like the one in Scott County, the Campbell County one as well. Also, that one that we just told you about in Jefferson County, those are going to be brand new to us. So just kind of keep that in mind, something different you may not be looking for when you're out there on the roadways. If you are, that may pop up and kind of surprise you. So just be prepared for that. All right, real quick before we let you go, I'm going to bring in the current TDOT SmartWay maps for a moment, kind of widen this out. Again, you see a lot of the barrels out here. Just a reminder for you, this is a great tool. You can click on the barrel. It'll tell you exactly what's going on. It'll give you the times as well. Some of these will actually give you an update on where the project stands at that moment. So again, that is something that is a great look. Here you go. This is a great example of that. So here, it's a widening project. This is State Route 33, Union County, really from the Knox County line north up toward Madisonville. But again, watch for that. And then here it kind of walks you through additional information, what's happening at this phase of the project. So it's a great way to keep up with what is going on in your area. Maybe, and those barrels have been there for a while. If you drive that section 33 in Union County, you know this has been an ongoing project for quite some time. But this will kind of give you an idea of where things stand right now and what you can expect moving forward. I said Madisonville, Maynardville is if you're heading that way from Knox County. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at these. If you go and you take a look at the TDOT SmartWay maps, click on those barrels, especially if there's a project near you. Now, we do have a couple of alerts here. We do want to check on here for just a moment. I'm sure it's just slow traffic. We're not seeing any accidents at this time. Let's see if we can get this one here to pop up. Yeah, congestion, I-640 eastbound Knox County, mile marker 3. Again, that's going to be right there as you're approaching that 275 interchange. We'll click on the TDOT camera in that area. And it's not horrible, but it is typical for this time of day. That right lane is what they're talking about. It'll start to back up. This is traffic actually trying to, we'll stop it here. This is traffic trying to get on to northbound 75. Many times it's not that 275 south traffic, it's that 75 north traffic that we're seeing that is starting to slow down because it does go down to one lane as you're trying to merge onto 75 north. You're also going to be having to deal with people coming off 640 west as well. Everything kind of comes together in one spot once you get over that flyover ramp, which you see off here in the distance there at the top of the screen. So pretty typical. We see those backups there on 640 eastbound, not as much on the westbound side, but just watch for that. And then let's see, I think we had another one here. There it is. We'll kind of go a little bit tighter here. This is going to be 40 westbound. This is right there near Alcoa Highway. So let's bring up the camera here for a moment. Let's see. All right, it's not horrible. I mean, traffic is moving through here, so we're not seeing any delays, but typically that is a spot, especially if the afternoon drive starts to pick up. If a lot of you know, if you're driving through Knoxville, that westbound traffic, for whatever reason, on any given day, will just slow down near Alcoa Highway. Many times it'll stay like that all the way to almost Paper Mill, okay? So I'm not seeing the backups right now, but just be aware, more or less that is coming. You factor in some sunshine, and then that really causes all kinds of issues because you're driving right into the sun on 40 westbound. A lot of you, I don't have to tell you anything about that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's take a look at another camera in that area, though. Okay, so here it is slowing down a little bit. So once you pass 17th, you kind of come around the bend, and here's traffic coming up, merging. Again, this is Alcoa Highway, or this is I-40 near Alcoa Highway. That is that westbound traffic. So, okay, it is starting to slow just a little bit, and it'll probably be like that for the rest of the day, at least until we get through the afternoon drive. So just be prepared for that. You will see some backup. 640 is always a good option for you westbound if you can, and you'll get on the other side of all of this. So many times 640 won't give you too many issues. We'll pick out a camera here. This is 640 West right now over near Western Avenue. Western Avenue up here at the top of the screen. Traffic there right now looking good. So it is one option for you to kind of get around some of those slowdowns of 40 West going through the middle of downtown. Out west, another spot we always want to watch because of slowdowns, but right now, boy, wide open. I-40, this is out near the 140 area. No problems there. If you're out near Level Road, Campbell Station, 140, Cedar Bluff, you should be okay. But many times this is a spot that will definitely slow down. All right, right now, no major problems, and that's how we like to see it. Just some construction going on around the area. Maybe a few areas we're starting to see traffic backing up just a little bit. Of course, if you ever have a question, you can always send us an email. We'll try to get it answered for you. We'll make some calls. If you see a pothole, and it is that time of year, and we've talked about that on past Friday editions here, 833-T-Dot-FIX. That's 833-836-8349. Remember, T-Dot fixes interstates and state highways. Otherwise, you need to call your city or your county. Okay, just something to keep in mind. All right, so that's going to wrap things up for us. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Be safe out there on the roadways, and we'll do it all again next week. Take care.